They awarded scholarship worth £32 million. We're going to make our own mistakes as a nation. Governance is not smooth, but that does not mean we should give credence to Kufuado. The only way we can build is to make sure the NPP never come close to power. That is the biggest punishment we can give these twerps. Sa preko ya friend Abronye me catch him say, "Wonim nyansa we Jimmy." Abronye say judge bi eye kromfo a oni aban atena se assign krata o me prove your court. He's not a human being to me. Onye nipa bi a heaven ko edu ebetumi na ka ho. Enti me I don't hate Abronye. Ne ho nya fa nchen me, ne mba ho nya fa nchen me ma, ne yire ho nya fa nchen me yire. Say MPP no me party omnim nyansa na ka ba omnim nyansa. Anka sa kwa we nobody in the party will pay attention to this pig. Sa Abronye we. Adwene dan timu no, a half human, half goat. Now majority of the time no, Aponchi adwene take over the human part. Yeah, tina social media, tina radio so, tina TikTok. Neka say Kevin Taylor can say it misma kase from wedi ni anhwe de besi wo Ghana.
Enti Kevin Taylor no. O say Abronye wo we. Na adwene emi human part and a good part. Say udwan adwene half and nipa adwene half. Abronye. See a chain. I want to bonanti ndo ade abono fo na mienu na ye chie wo. MPB mu. But afenyo maken ekomo mo be nti na ye ja wo ndo na to. Ena Kevin Taylor chese e was Abronye ba na oba the evidence be kire say Adenta Circuit Court judge na obon so bono e ho evidence ni enya saade a Abronye be ko jail straight. Madam Tamakro was Kevin said ombra no mesebi oba aso betime akwa apia enya bi na agrada ko yi ti ye no enti ma menembra no mesebi o sevi obesevi ano mo kwa apia na mo se ye nyina na mo yi no enya no no yes ye fensen scholarship secretariat sika man fo di wo ho nya seketwa ema ye na no tumfo kwa ko fa di bi bae orno anka se odede o ne bae no ne scholarship scheme ni mo no nkwada me ensa se 4 penny nya mo emfaso ni nyina dream.
This is Boadu TV, truth and integrity.
And it's got to do with this guy called Abronye, Bono, regional chairman of the NPP. Debbie, I catch the young people in the NPP say, Mwejimi. The reason I'm catching Mwejimi is say, Mama, some people in the NPP create an impression in your head. They say, "Mo problem, you're more problem." NPP for no mudi any muse leaders no. They don't care about any of you fools saying say yet TikTok, yet Facebook, yeah NPP ladies, yeah NPP you. You see this guy Abronye. NPP for some creative impression be say, and the Ghana Police Service achi Abronye. Identity achi Abronye. When you go on social media today, some creative impression be say Abronye akoka LGBT ki 117 yachi na enya no kure. Sa preko ya friend Abronye me catch him say, wonim nyansa we Jimmy. Hwe. Say MPP no me party omnim nyansa na ka ba omnim nyansa. Anka sa kwa we nobody in the party will pay attention to this pig. You know why? Now, NPP Bono Regional Chairman Kwame Bafo Abronye arrested by CID over alleged false publication, threats, and conduct likely to cause fear and panic against an Adenta Circuit Court judge. Wow, Oshame, Anadri. Sakwasi bi betena radio so ochina. Jimmy for bi betena TV so ochina. Ojan bi ko Facebook and Anadri be catch out say Abronye say wakaka trumu for 17 na NDC aban ache no oboa. Ghana Police Service ache Abronye all because judge or T court. Judge or Adenta or T Circuit Court no Abronye a threatening judge no. And the whole Ghana, I am the only person with the right to speak on this matter. Ghana ni bien or the right to speak on this matter. Tell me a Boadu ametia. Nobody. And you see, Abronye nipa bia. Now generally half human, half goat. See me. Sa Abronye we. Adwene dan the no a half human, half goat. Now majority of the time no Aponchi adwene take over the human part. It is sometimes Utirano Busa will say, okay, if Abronye adwene dan the a half human, half goat, the people he's leading as a political party or Bono as the regional chairman, almost adwene a half goat, half human and now the MPP as a political party. Baomiana na irena almost sponsor makeka kansam or party almost adwene half goat half human Let me make this clear. Ghana ni etino myself at a point. You can be say me editorial about a court case. At a point, the judge sitting on the case, Cheba for catch Ghana for say the matter na that court there were some words that I used or some statements that I made that or no Cheba for no hinanabo and so he felt to say he could break the laws of the land and have a personal issue with me by using the court to do that. Sanka Cheba for a filing case against me directly say I have defamed him. It would have been different from Cheba for trying to use the court to fight his battle, which he in his head, no Jane say it will make him look better in the face of the Chief Justice then. But let's get these things clear. Emra. Sir Kevin Taylor can send me the last timer. And let's understand the say. Timer as some see can say, yeah, the Marco court, yeah, hear me court, Finally, I ended up in court. I made my case in court. At the Supreme Court, the court listened to me and they passed the judgment. I flew from the United States with my family. Over $40,000. I came to Ghana. I went to the Supreme Court with my lawyers. And they made a case. They made a case to the Supreme Court. And in their own wisdom, out of they analyzed both cases and said, Kevin Taylor should walk. And there's a distinction here. So, ejuma anawuti krum na emra. You need to understand your barriers, your peripheries. You need to understand adebia ukebiano, freedom of speech in the homo bia. But so what's not gonna say? Kevin Taylor can say. Basintele can say, Sam George can say, John Mahama can say, Nipa we can say to Uncle Jelty into me, and the Mecca say, then you are the most stupid human being on this planet. And this advice is going to the NPP, youth in the NPP. 2028 in the Namumudu Duano Mako jail, Namudi dem 10 years. Adikudientia and the Yachi Abronye and say. Abronye biena no eka no TV so radio so eka kire wiase nyina say judge oti akwandem no wakwaje bribe oni police for aka omutira bom. These are statements which were emphatic. Osa confirmed that a threatening judge no
yamfa kwa denta second court or your political judge womo omusuro sa mbaka kire wo no media count me out.
So, straightforward. Say, Yachi Abronye Anadria. The reason I'm about no or see. One, first thing or see. Judge now or what Adenta Circuit Court, and we all know the judge there. Or say, judge, why on it a binding negotiation. These were emphatic statements. Or see, judge now or what Adenta Circuit Court on it a binding negotiation say. Or per se or a day, they be an obey jailing call for or a political judge. Second, Osaka say, judge any Ghana police service, our negotiations, or man negotiate. And you see, your statement are emphatic, and your statement are speculative. The only Abronye a emphatic statement, and speculative. One bonus no can you, or can you actually say, or the original suntia or casasamono. Now, this is a judge, what's not this is a judge, the reputation, so it's at stake. This is a police servicer. We have Yonu, who is the IGP, honest integrity is at stake. We have a whole system, a judicial system, led by the Chief Justice, Mr. Mr. Bonny, or also his integrity as the chief director and also the CEO of the Ghana judiciary, it's also at stake. Ain't he? Not just a mere person, and or some media grassroots, where you're a whole regional chairman of the NPP. And he was emphatic in his statement or in his words, or say, judge, or what Adenta Circuit Court, on a bino a negotiation. Now, Abronye needs to prove that. Where did judge now or what Adenta Circuit Court any abine etnasi a year agreement and negotiatees say they are going to turn the court into a political court to judge a year or no Abronye and in Hunipa for and a nipa or suspect to say or me MPP for. Secondly, or say a year judge no any Ghana police service a year you wonu dad under a dan no negotiate tenasi aqua pam. This is simple. Anytime I say this particular matter, I mean quite what the right to speak on it because I have been there before. Abronye, this is simple for Abronye to do. Abronye has to prove say a judge on a buy munipa bang on a government way munipa bang at Tanasia almost in sign krata and I say even verbally with evidence to prove said you all can or so because this judge, the reputation is very important. For all you know, he's a judge on per se the credibility, integrity a bit tainted in any way. Secondly, I will say Abronye to me prove or court to say the Ghana Police Service, led by Yowonuno, they sat down and had a negotiation with a judge, to jail people. Abronye Jane say, ye jail or man, I said, the court were a year adentanum, a politically motivated. These are things you have to prove in court. This is not about sitting on Facebook and making a statement thinking, say, I don't know about changing the facts. No. Facts are clear. Intimity, I am not in the shoes of the judge, and I'm not a judge, and I will not decide for the judiciary. Abronye needs to come out as a regional chairman and explicitly show us the evidence. Ekutana say the Adenta Circuit Court judge, Sebio sa judge, onya kromfo, Sebio sa judge, onkwaji ademuade ana bribe, Sebio sa judge, onya political judge. Abronye needs to have his day in court. Intermediate. I don't have a problem with Abronye being arrested. All that I want to see is say Abronye prove ya chere Ghana for say judge na or say or Adenta Circuit Court judge or evidence chere say judge any police any abine and negotiate because the statement wasn't speculative. The statement was emphatic. This is simple. Entimo MPP for nkwaran kwasiafo na ehiafo ma ejimifo na omu use mu no. Wo de tina social media tina radio so tina TikTok naka say Kevin Taylor can say it misma kase from hodi ni anhwe de besi wo Ghana. Now you see enda na dwumate say afenyo marking e de ono ankasa ne ho akosi awawa e ne ebeli Abronye Ghana mbra no pepepe ye beli no onko fie nkoda ade achi na Abronye begina court mema kwase bia mbeka say e na obi use mbra na ti Abronye because you see na o deserve bail enda na dwi ye beli no yade na kofie Ghana mbra so kire ye chiwa you have said you are right to say ubenya bail akofie. I don't expect anybody to come tomorrow. So Abronye kojina court now when to men prove and court to say our evidence prove say judge way sebio on aban ako negotiation or koji sika wa aban ho on aban na tenancy assign agreement. So ade chi na Abronye kojina court. Na court say because when to men prove way with evidence they could them 6 months. Could them 1 year. Men pese be usa otwi bia na kwasia ba bia oye MPP ni abegina social media say otiem. Let's get these things right. Because Unimbibi, I know say this judge Abronye can accept no, or so or nipa. And I hope say, and I know say the Chief Justice Omati sign somewhere in Abronye, this is not his first time doing this. So why are they we check? Because what happens and say, oh yeah, then we let him go. Abronye yeah, then he will let him go. And sana MPP in Korano Esia. It is all your MPP now say, oh. Imrebino na MPP was no obi can bibi say yanchina ntumtuba ka bi say ya do be scapegoat. And I pray say they will arraign Abronye before court. And for Abronye to come and prove to Ghana for say ampa Adenta Circuit Court judge wakoje eye agreement bi a one aban assign it bi a yamani ska day we no signing agreement no. This is the document proving some signing agreement no. Witness and what agreement na sinye. In fact, or a political judge, so Abronye to me prove sir, it is good for a Ghana's development. So Abronye Felice obe prove sir, na judge no ehwe ekwanya or the kan sansem no egu judge no fin, egu Ghana Police Service no fin, egu judiciary no fin, na say ya jeli Abronye. Memma kwase bia ntena onka say ene de ya ban ba. Wan hwa ubedem ansa na wa ban na ba. Ebi kura wa ban ba ube wo jail ansa na wa ban na ba in 42 years. Let us be serious in this nation. I want to put this on record. Omo social media eka kire mo say Abronye yesi picture bi nam social media as picture no yesi LGBTQ trumu ase no koketia mahama enye nuntira Abronye ese judge bi ye kromfo judge bi ene aban akotena se agya demuade assign agreement enti enu nti na ye chi Abronye enu nti na Ghana police e chi Abronye enu nti na eye judge no ko report case no ye chi Abronye memo bia nkodane asem no because MPP for mo ade animo the piglets ochina yempeso be betina social media Facebook YouTube TikTok embekan kwase wa ba misinform system no you will be arrested because the facts are the facts and was here no he was arrested because threatening a judge in Ghana no etiamra also be prove identity there na man threatening judge no also be prove say judge no on the police for negotiations and document ni also be prove say judge no on aban I negotiations so be jelikophobia and these are things he needs to prove in court. Canada Japan the same thing when they were in power. Iti ma ochina obi ma twistia samono what we go to social media say me be chirechirem I will convert something into something else and try to create an impression say trumu LGBTQ enye nuntira Abronye se judge bi kromfo a oni aban atena se assign krata on me prove your court finito. Okay, that's it. Now me asoma for asem ne ba na ma bedwudwam me ewie kire wa nobody should sit anywhere else and say Kevin Taylor mementan Abronye minimu no. I don't hate him. He's not a human being to me. Onye nipa bi a heaven ko edu ebetum na ka ho. Enti me I don't hate Abronye. Oni sika ncheme ne ho nya fe ncheme ne mba ho nya fe ncheme ma ne yire ho nya fe ncheme yire. Ono tiro yo asa ponche. So I don't need anything from him, but I want the law to work. And I'm looking at the Attorney General. And I know the Attorney General will be leading, say, in fact, the prosecutor in this case, you be follow case way every day. 3 things, he should prove it in court. When to prove ya, the Embrane cano, I will say Embrane to be said that. Simple as that. Gidi be anim. O de we jimino, or china, or hieni ba. O ko school way, impetebuum. We busia for nyina sika endu economy ticket sika. We busia wutim. Ya jijimu sika nyina endu economy ticket sika. O do kwasi ati Facebook ye enti ase e na we kan bi na. O de we kan bi andra ya nche no. O de kana hwe. Ubedem so pro. Ubeko jail 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Abronye kwasi campaign na odi na chi. E na we kan bi na o party no papa dia. Nipa ote MPP no eye baafo akoto a na oso ye businessman na one file taxes da no ono a odi ne sikati ye no ne bakura ka so be di president omo se osadwe ya ma na di president no kwasi campaign a wo free bono kwasi campaign a wunani te sebe kwasi campaign infantini te sebe kwasi campaign asantini te se wo ni bebe obusu dan kurasi wo to ba be defend the MPP odwan waja mama no mi ti ni kakra ngu so mo me 2 weeks na me mba na mo jimi mo say etwaboa mo MPP for na mo jimi Sedna Tamaklo na asema beda ho no nyina say US court orders a year Sedna Tamaklo attorneys Sedna Tamaklo Ationu's extradition to Ghana. I'm sorry. You see, US court orders Sedna Tamaklo Ationu's extradition to Ghana. The abesi nyina say eye maami na sebio MPP abreso na almost somebody ko gina court. Adekodontom ko gina court say say time na NDC was no na sebio oye aban mu nipa nyoma bi efa ni nsem a eye sikasem a NPP aban omadwini mu no omo hu ne say sebio we di boni etia Ghana causing financial loss to the state. In fact, aban no eye MPP aban Ekufuado da no na Baomia eye vice president no take decisions because ni nim say Ekufuado ye jimi no. Yenina as Ghana for no, Ubia and Ubian Kuntokwa, MPP4 etnase, eka omadwiri bom se sa nipa we de e wo se ye bia bibi na ye di please ye den ye omu base. In fact, some person politicizing now because we MPP4 share that, but Ghana emra or Ghana. And to me, baby, I'm no men can't say, oh, MPP4 share that, and I'm for a judge be, and I'm for a court be, so munjeli mami we. Ye call court, ye the evidence beto, bibia chere se mami we na odifo. Now, mami we na oniwo and assembly see ye, sena or ho crampa, sebio, omo mujine mumano no, assembly send ye call and say, or say ye didn't to fiase. Na assembly see ye na mami no, oyi trom, ekosha abruchiri. Okosha abruchiri no, and I said, I was Oba Ghana, na Obesha jail, na Ocha jail term, no, Mami Wayamba. Obeta America for a very long time. And there, a year court, America say, Yanko Fanemra, na Sebio court, can say, Yanfaniko to Fiasino, I was in Fiason Okoda. Now, when you ask me about this issue, I will tell you, say, this woman needs to come to Ghana and this woman needs to serve her jail term. Sani, I wouldn't want to see anybody justify say enisa mami we eko jail. And the good thing about all this and then they say Ghana for bedroom pempen, so we've all come to that realization, say when people are given opportunity, they are given the room to serve, or they are given the opportunity to serve, they need to make sure say a Juma area shop Monsano, they would stay away from anything that's at the end of the day a bit mama copy in jail. So me as I sit here, I believe the extradition way is in the right order. This lady has to go back to Ghana. This lady has to be jailed. In fact, ni jail term no air train no. She needs to go back to Ghana and serve her term. In fact, this woman, Odru Ghana, Nase Oko Jela, she has the right to appeal a judgment, no. So, as a sovereign nation, as a country, Embra Echichire, a boy on no. I believe say, Samamu Eba Ghana, Embra no Echre se e was Okode Fiase. Embra na sasu Echre se, ebia ye Boadu for no na oni ho ye Boadu for woni chi anase ye Boadu for no na oni wonti obetumi a contest anase obetumi appeal eye de judgment na judge no edito ho ma ende ye ka se yemfa ne mbra Ghana na yenye den yenjeli no into I believe say ombra Ghana she has access to lawyers who can at the end of the day contest the judgment from the court. Intermediate, what I was saying is say this woman needs to be taken back to Ghana. She needs to go to Ghana. She needs to save she needs to serve her time in jail. And then if she feels, say, process na emanako end up in jail. And I say, process and our court proceedings na a leading up to judgment, no, and they saw me that jail, no. So Jidi say, oh, some car, sebio, amfambra kwanso, sebio, ebia, judge, no, lawyers, no, prosecutors, no, embrebi oha, oman shada anshmuye, and sana ye this judgment, no, so, and our sentence, no, so, no. I believe it's Oba Ghana, she has all the rights to hire lawyers to contest it in court. Because yehu bebre, nipa bebre, ye jaili omwa, omo tumi akko park, their lawyers have been able to sit down, omo analyze the assembly nyina, ehu sedabi, asem we die, wom say ye bua ye for, nanso ye tena sini analyze ya, we entwa ye, inti betuma sako court, and then your friend appealing a decision. And I believe said this woman needs to come to back Ghana. She needs to come and serve her jail term. And if she believes say process and cut the way and she has the right to contest it. She has the right to appeal it. She has the right to go to court and say, Madam Judge, Mr. Judge, please. As somebody had told me so say the net here. Ebi ana mini ho inti nsem we kind na ho nkrata na mentuma fa ma me lawyer. Ebi ana mini ha nti asem no eduru bebi say no yaka koa no. Inti me baba be chirechirem ebi a sentence na odeba me no ebi ateso anase mema me nda jail kra. She has so many avenues to contest that decision by the judge or the court. Inti I believe say this is not about NDC, this is not about MPP, this is not about who she is or who she's related to. It's about the law. And where the law is clear, we all have to adhere to the law. We all have to respect the law. Intermediate, I will not sit here and say, oh, this woman, she is an NDC person. And on your position be, if she believes, said, sebio na efakwemu, ondi bone, ondi juma, she should be bold enough to return, go to jail, and instruct her lawyers to contest that decision by the judge. Any rational Ghanaian, irrespective of your political affiliation, So your MPP, your NDC communicator na radio so to defend this, then I think you are getting it wrong. Because at the end of the day, court aka asem, court ama judgment. She needs to serve. So ora jail 1 month, 2 months, and 30 days. Now officially say, sa judgment no, the lawyers are study and would say judgment where they entwa ye. And she can go back to court. Her lawyers can contest that decision. And who knows, maybe the judge will listen. Maybe they'll throw it away. Nothing is dead here. And I say, Bibia ended totally. So I believe this woman needs to come to Ghana. And whatever we are doing to bring her to Ghana, we should be consistent. The Attorney General's office, the security agencies that are leading this transaction. When I say transaction, this coordination between Ghana and the United States, with the extradition, they should make sure say Mami way Abba Ghana to come and serve jail time. It's very, very important. Nobody in Ghana should defend these kind of things whereby people at the end of the day almost serve Ghana we are now almost free Ghana. Now there are some at was no Abronye. I will never support that. So I believe that this woman should be brought back home. So our case she can make a case in court. There are people in jail today in Ghana. They are still appealing their cases. Some of them work free. Recently, we saw Agrada go to jail. She had very good legal team. They were able to assess Agrada's case. They sat down. They did their homework. They went back to court. They made a very organic case. They made a case judge tia etasum. So even though Agrada was jailed, her legal team were able to do a good job in court. And it's in there, Sebio Agrada is working free. So if you live in a country where you percent mraye juma, you percent democracy, you're making sure say ejina naswa. These are things you are not supposed to support. When you serve as a civil servant, when you serve any a position as a political appointment, so when you say service now, and I will say we are legitimately. When you are called to come and answer, you should be ready to do that. The idea of running away and hiding in other countries and not coming back, it basically give people a idea. Be say we debonne, we say we debonne na person beba. But if you believe, say service now over 7 years, say one for end dream, one for end sikadia, you should be able to come back and face the court to prove the case. Say undi bonnet. So this woman should be brought back home. There are no excuses here. Nobody should be like me NDC, so I have to defend this. Me NDC, no, this is nothing to defend. So we NDC now defend the idea we are, then you have a problem. Obianka Samami Oba Ghana, she will never get a court hearing. She will get court hearing if she wants to go back to court. She will be in jail and still have the right to contest the judgment from the court. So why is she afraid to come to Ghana? I think that this decision by the court, by the U.S. court, is in the right order. This woman needs to come back home. She needs to face the case. She needs to go to jail first. Because I don't know jail than it is. So she needs to come to Ghana. She needs to serve her time. Say 1 day or say 2 days or say 3 days or say 4 years. So if she wants to contest, she has the right to her lawyers. She has the right to the court. I believe she has to be extradited to Ghana and then also face a year the court. Ghana let's put this kind of silly political argument aside. Adia enye. Honest about it. On the political side. As I sit here, I keep telling Ghanaians, there's nothing like neutrality in politics. No. My job is simple. My job is to make sure I keep the NDC in power for 42 years. That's it. I am not here to give or create any opportunity for the MPP to come to power. That is not my job. My job is to block the MPP from coming to power. And I'm not going to do that on the idea say I will say be chantro. I will say idea enya no kure no make say no kure. And I say I need to create an impression say NDC is filled and I say NDC cool no angels in kwano. No. What is clear is clear. This woman needs to come back home. Or your NDC, I don't care. Or she can also hire lawyers to defend her in court. But jail term she needs to come and enter the jail of Ghana. Very, very important. Into moment you're very clear about some things. Now you enjoy maybe a EDD agro na again say you bet my dada and nipebi I play politics with everything. No, because say these things are juma. It will become difficult in the future to prosecute people. Now, kind of a creative avenue be say bra Ghana beji political appointment we are nipano ne journey. That is what the NPP they have created. Now the MPP create adibia to system nim. The young piglets, the young MPP, grassroots na omoba app ni nyina e da omutrim say yenya tumi a na ewia Ghana na ewia sika ni bia kogwa abrochi ni akotena abrochi ti se kufuado mo ebusuafo no e de say MPP for no what they do. Inti that is the kind of niche, that is the kind of ideology MPP right now they are rallying around. Sanka MPP honest political party and Kende they will be the people leading the charge to bring Oforiatta back home. But because the party from Ekufuado, Bawumia himself, who is basically a liar, and every liar, all we know is say Bible cracker, Obia oya truth, Obia kromfo. Bawumia being a liar, he would never speak on Oforiatta matter because on himself Oforiatta Jania would no, it is benefiting or helping his political career. Because on himself Oforiatta ba, omo eba say obobe campaign akromfo ni Oforiatta be bo muding. So you see, Bawumia is very, very lip tight when it comes to a year Ken Oforiatta's matter. Ekufuado Nkebi, MPP, so-called National Executive Councillor, and Kokora Mutua Fujene, and Brewa Sebio Omonufu Agogo, they are not able to speak on Ken Oforiatta's extradition. We are not supposed to be here talking about extradition. Ken Oforiatta is supposed to be human. The MPP is supposed to be a party filled with human beings, to say, we need you back. Come and prove to Ghana for say, from Kufuor to Ekufuado to the last messenger in the MPP, the Enye Yufuor. Na ye wia Ghana for ye di tumi mo ye omo di tumi ma ye wi omo nkotena brochiri, but they can't do it because the party, the bile party no akuma ne bonyo no party na akuma dan yem no a party a omo ya kromfo party. So why would you give power to such people? Because when they go to Tescon and they go to the communities foolish fools who are following MPP, all my dear nyina say Oforiatta ya ye betuma ye bi, and that is their new slogan. If Oforiatta can do, I can do better. That is the MPP for you. Inti, do not underestimate the MPP. The biggest punishment between the MPP is to prevent them from coming close to power for the next 42 years. That is the biggest punishment we can give this group of piglets. Because right now, no, Omomotoni is simple. So Oforiatta, yeah, and yes, if Oforiatta can do, we can do better. Inti, we are going to steal. But when they are sitting on the sidelines. Samira and Akrom for they are sitting on the sidelines. After you marking in a view for MPP for right now, can Oforiatta create an impression or party him? And a young MPP patriot or say, media minya to me, maybe yes, Jane because can Oforiatta ye. And these are people you cannot hand power over to. And the MPP now is their core principle and say, Mami to me, ye wiawa, ye be Jane. Because I was expecting the MPP as a political party, not the code Mininis, code Minini Jimmy Fono. I was expecting Kufuor. I was expecting a Kufuor. In fact, I was expecting the leader of the party to say, no, Ken Oforiatta, come back home. We are not thieves. May you Samira and your bay for on your crom for Yenny MPP for Yenny you for come and prove to Ghana. But they are tight when it comes to stuff like that because that is what the party, the principle of the party, is based on those kind of things. And don't let us not get this twisted. This is a very important thing. This woman needs to come back home. This woman needs to come and serve the jail or right to hire lawyers to contest a judgment. Nobody is stopping her from, at the end of the day, contesting and appealing the judgment. We should not create that room for some politicians to think, say, they can come in, steal, and run. No. A typical example is the MPP. And you see the reason why Mahamudu Bawumia is running away from the media. He's running away from conversation because he's scared somebody will ask him, what is your opinion about the Ken Oforiatta's extradition? Why don't you appeal to Ken Oforiatta to come home immediately to save the MPP, to save you as the leader of the MPP? He does not want to face such a question. And right now, no, Bawumia, why say, Abeifo Kraba, Obdinashe Mpasi. Bawumia says, why say Abeifo Kraba? Because anajo ene no mutena so tu in terms of Bawumia kwhye impasse, they are scared because the moment he avails himself for questioning, when people who are rational start to question Bawumia, his political career will end. Into the strategy is keep Bawumia quiet till 2028. You keeping Bawumia quiet till 2027, 28, will not make Bawumia intelligent. It will not clean Bawumia off the criminality or leading spearheaded with 33 policies. That hiding Bawumia from the public will not change our minds to say Bawumia does not support Ken Oforiatta living in America after stealing from us. Inti the better for you people, and say, bring Bawumia. Bawumia is the leader of the NPP, not Ekufuado, not Kofor, not Hakmanu Uswajiman, not any of those clowns who cannot make bold decisions and advise the party young people. Bring the leader of the party. So why did you people vote early? I thought you people were going into the election to bring Bawumia out, to be speaking more, to be telling us more, to be out there and us knowing what he thinks. Anyan said that it's him. Moto Obama Bawumia we are madane no abefo kura ba de na kwhye dem because Bawumia supports the MPP politicians stealing and running away to go hide in exile. Yeah, they are trying. Sadina Tamaklo needs to come home and go to jail. Sadina Tamaklo also be no court jail or right to court or right to lawyers. She can follow up the appeals court. And Intina Mekacha Ghana for said the biggest punishment this group of piglets MPP for is to block them from having access or getting access to power. Mahmoud Bawumia, we need you to come out and tell us. Just tell us your opinion about the Kenofuriata thing. Senka Bawumia ni mnyansa na nkonya kromfo and kenden kwa babontene insist say I want to fly to America, meet Kenofuriata and come home with him. But he can't do that because Bawumia ye kromfo. Bawumia nkanokre. MPP as a political party omo ndwene Ghana ho. And a young MPP ni bia say hey, maminko di party ne chie. Tumi ba na menya tumi a mi wie sika dodo na ma yese Kenofuriata. Every single MPP youngster, every single MPP MP, Obiaba Usodi Bawumiechi or Bawubemo, the idea is that I can steal and run away. That is why none of them is speaking about Kenofuriata coming home. Ghana as a nation, we should not now be contemplating going back and forth, trying to figure out how to bring Kenofuriata. Say MPP a party and Nyansafoma, they themselves, their leader, who is Bawumia, will take the initiative to bring Kenofuriata home. Na Kenofuriata befie sisia na okojina court na court ka say onwiahwe when a take benefit no it is Bawumia because then it paves a way for Bawumia to prove to Ghana for say ono onyewi MPP for onyewi for. But at this point why do you think Bawumia is not taking charge? It is because Bawumia knows Kenofuriata is a thief. He knows the MPP is a stealing machine. He knows that when Kenofuriata comes, his political career will even collapse before he touches down in Ghana. And Nintina Bawumia is not speaking. Sibia Jomini Gino, and they say Obia Koshiano, a PZ or a jantre in the Nijin Juma home. Ugo shobi o Kinswe no jantra ni Niji Juma no, Ugo shobi o Kwashima no jantra ni Niji Juma, a yella password, Omo Niji Juma no, a Juma way, Oko a osu, baby a KFC water, Omo Niji Juma no, a yet chada, nay in hotel in Cheono, a Juma among for Niji home, inti, Mimi Dome Juma, Erade, Chanja Hene. May you jum, Wedja, oh, Boadu, yes, you know. Now, look at this. Yeah, can you tell me this? I had a finance minister of Ghana and America and our war Omaba IMF, the World Bank, IMF for almost spring event to be a Debiano every year Biano world leaders basically those in charge of economies. Omoba Ometwatwagene and among also be connecting nations to other nations how to open up their countries through economic dialogue. And people also come to assess. In fact, the IMF, the World Bank, they come and they have this chit chats and all that. Some of them come for assessment. And what is coming from a year IMF meetings where across Washington, D.C., and they say, World Bank applauds Ghana's turnaround, hails finance minister's leadership. World Bank, omni Ghana ye jumache. And World Bank, no my grants, sometimes no my loans. Different finance ministers are omudi Ghana. So in fact, the World Bank dealt with Kenofuriata for 8 years. So they know the damage at Kenofuriata. In fact, so many mukrampa, when COVID-19 hit, the World Bank, the amount of money they gave to Kenofuriata and MPP in Kwasiafono to help heal Ghana, take Ghana out of that COVID-19 shock. Your economy is suffer, They saw how Kenofuriata and MPP, Bawumiamo, omo messi sikali up. They saw the opportunities at Ghana wa. Out of greed into MPP running country down into the ditch. A year and almost 4 months and an NDC about power. Ato Forson has been the finance minister. And when they look at the numbers, almost Ghana is sick as some baby ana a chere, baby ana a jina, send ye sick as some say ya a jigu ya MPP a cromfo, Bawomiana o chatro ekufuado eka say when a better leader comes, the country will get back on its feet. Omo huni nyina. And omo be a Ghana in a year 4 months. Ato Forson through his leadership as the finance minister. Ato Forson ebedi finance minister. Ana John Mahama appointed Ato Forson. Ya antisa Ato Forson ene nam ka kire Ghana for onim economy. Ana economics chire obi awo. Ato Forson never bragged about the credentials, the onim our economy. Ato Forson never did that. Before John Mahama appointed Ato Forson as the finance minister, a few people, even though believed to say he could do the job, now we felt to say the damage and not MPP created to it was going to be difficult for a young man like Ato Forson to take Ghana out of that ditch. And then Menoka say, upon all that is happening in this world, remember, Ukraine, Russia war, and the whole Kosovo, Iran, America, Israel war, Kosovo, still the dollar is at 11. I was out here say, through the leadership of Ato Forson, the finance ministry, and the way prudently he's managing Ghana's finances, Abrofono are shocked because typically countries, hardly do countries get somebody who is good with finances, or who is good at finances, and also who is a very good politician. And you see, there's something in Ato Forson, majority of Ghana for share. You can get a fine president, but majority now, you wouldn't say, in our history, you're to president to be or you're good at this, but on you're good at this. You're to leader be and you're to finance minister be or you're good at this, or you're good at this. But there's one unique thing about Ato Forson. Or you're a good politician and also a good economist. And in the Ato Forson, the leadership when it comes to Ghana, your finances now, shock a lot of people. No? So about politics as a politician, he's an exceptional politician. And you can talk about the time the leader of the NPP, NDC in opposition. We saw what he brought on board. How he was able to change the leadership, the style of the NDC in opposition. In fact, through the hard worker Haruna Idris Ato Forson ebe pikifi ono. So many people thought to say, na Ato Forson end to me and live up to expectation, because he's not the type who is always talking about his credentials. He's not the type of baby or bragging about the onim. In the time a minority leader cry in opposition, people were still not convinced to say, but you saw how he was able to transform the leadership of the NDC in opposition. And I'd like to give credit to Haruna Idrisu and Muntakam, the job they did for Ato Forson to continue. But you see, that part of Ato Forson as a politician who can reach out, as a politician who has the leadership qualities, as a politician who can lead a group of people who are in despair. Let me tell you, when the NDC were in opposition, they didn't have the numbers. The leadership, the NPP, the NDC as a political party, every single person was basically, everybody called in. There was this kind of hope that people were looking for. Ato Forson must step in with the experience I was free Haruna Idris Mono. You could see, say, the face of the NDC in opposition changed in parliament. Now that is quality when it comes to govern, when it comes to politics. And when you take this guy, now that he's a political ship, he's an exceptional leader. And one unique thing about him, and they say, you don't hear him talk a lot, but his whole thing is about, let me deliver. And when I deliver, the people will understand why I should be kept where I am, or why I should be given the nod. Today, he has been given the finance ministry. John Mahama, from roads to land to all sort of works. About 4 ministries now are very difficult for John Mahama to pick people to lead. Because like John Mahama, a mistake. And a baby to say, health. Or you the wrong person and can buy begu. Or your mistake, and maybe to say land. Because we're faced with crazy galamsey menace. And hardly do you hear people talk about galamsey. Sa akumana and kofo edikoye galamsey. They hope you, even though a man for the whole galamsey, we are trying to fight it. You could see, say, that free range galamsey, that conversation is not there because the land minister is delivering. Now, you come to a ministry like finance, which is not an easy ministry. In fact, all the ministers are working, but Ufye Ejuma na esi Ato Forson na so somebody would say we needed somebody who was all over the place, speaking and making noise and telling people, I went to school here, because school was minimum way. But Ato Forson humbly took that position. And in fact, to be very honest with you, from the beginning, all of us were scared. We thought to say, damage about Umiaye, damage of Foria Tayano, this guy, Obet Tribe Bedding. But in just a year and 4 months, the kind of job Ato Forson na yeno. Let us be honest. You can say Obi a versatile politician. Ato Forson is a versatile politician. Ato Forson actually say Oman the political job so nya on disappointed. Oman the leadership job on disappointed. Was actually say the economy shining sa on disappointed. And these are the kind of people we need. I'm not going to talk for anybody, but so we are Jumana. And there's one thing I've noticed about Ato Forson. He wants to work for people to see, for people to speak on it. Into a year, Juma Krana or achieve and also or Chaki successor, he does not speak about it. Because the Jumana or the impact will reflect in the lives of the people. The impact as a finance minister will reflect in the life of a businessman. The impact of a finance minister, the Obeyano, it will reflect in the lives of Ghana, the trade unions. The Juma Obeyano, the reflection will be on the scoreboard, and you will see the dollar will be stable. You will see, say, all the things we need to do as a nation moving forward. No man for 8 years, there won't be there, and everywhere you go in Ghana, it's the big push. It is because we have people managing our finances well. So the roads minister can get access to funds for our roads to be built. Now, if you're able to connect all the roads, it means you are connecting the nation. You are basically putting blood in every single place in the country. That means the country's heart is going to start beating again, because majority of our farmers, any idea, they need better roads to bring all this food back into the system for us to eat some and then export some. Into a Jumana Abronye way, me as a journalist, I'm going to be very honest with you. He's a versatile politician. And over Africa, hardly do you get a versatile politician. That is what we have in John Mahama. John Mahama is a versatile politician. John Mahama here Juma on Kasa, but you feel it. You see the changes. You see how their oil impacted lives positively. And this is what we always want from our politicians. So this guy is working, whether you like it or not. Right now, I can tell you, he's one of the finest politicians in Ghana. He's presentable as a leader. He's humble as an individual. And when it comes to Obi Awetime leading the confidence about Krumua, it is not easy to bring confidence back into a country. Right now, businessmen, they have confidence. Multi-million-dollar companies have confidence. This guy has been able to bring that confidence that Bawumia killed. This guy has been able to bring Ghana back to the world market where, and the IMF, World Bank, they see Ghana and they sit at the table with Ghana and discuss. It's not about loans. It's about either grants or way forward for Ghana to come out of our mess. And that is what we are talking about. This is not a finance minister who is walking around with loan portfolio. This guy is walking around with trying to create opportunities, trying to make sure he conserves a lot. He's basically managing this country in a way we could see, say, we are not wasting money. And then as maybe I also say, nipa. Now we'll share politician. These are the things you analyze. And we are all excited in Ghana because the economy is doing well. Because and then you get and then we can trust the banks again. And we sit in Ghana, we know, say, fuel, it will not reach a level be a message so upon all the things happening around the world, we know, say, we are stable. And that is the most important thing. If we are stable, it means we can improve. And today we have gone beyond stable. We are improving. Can't see this young man. So let us support him. Let us support. In the future, we will have a lot to say about leadership. In the future, we will have a lot to say about governance, about people who we can understand, we can support, we can push. People we can believe, say, at least you better make your confidence because of their leadership qualities. I'm not going to talk much, but I'm very excited to see this. And I'm going to tell him, say, whatever he's doing, he's getting it right. Whatever he's doing, whatever he's putting in, he should not deviate from what he's doing. He should still keep his humble personality. He should still be open for more ideas. He should be resolute when it comes to decision making. So be keep the money and tell them they have to use the money in the right way. the difference between Ato Forson and any other finance ministers is that Ato Forson just doesn't give you money. You need to prove to Ato Forson sikana awojena ode kwaya ade here. In the past, we have seen finance ministers, okay, so here's cannot the amount. No, everybody has to get access to money. But there should be a reason. You should prove beyond reasonable doubt that sikana yade maono a taxpayers' money into sikana awojena ode kwaya ade man faso abaso because ode kona okosena me finance minister me na menya asem. So he is bringing some kind of decorum, decency, and some kind of what we call a spending in the right way. You know, that is what that we needed. We could not pick our priorities right in the past. But now we can sit and say, this is good, this is okay, this is right, this is immediate, this is the long term, this is the short term, and that is what this man brings to the table. Ato Forson has really worked well. He's also acting as a defense minister, not a joke. He is working and acting as a defense minister at the same time as the finance minister. Don't joke with such people. Oh, you're versatile. Very, very important. Publican AI has helped us raise revenue by more than 1.2 billion cedis in 2 weeks since its deployment. And sorry, you know, yatin sembibri. Ninyana say, you see, your port, no, the AI assistant, system biaba, boa custom officers, Emma omutumi edi omujuma no, pepepe ewo kwan peswa aban etuminya enough revenue. Now, guta any other groups are omuyejuma port no, raise the issues about this system. In fact, uti omwa obo person mo kire say this publican AI edi aba ye port no omo de omo hu say emwa if we say machine no ana AI system na ye de abeka softwares no ho na edi dwuma no quotations any prices be or say omo charge containers no sometimes no AI publican AI system no e charge broso. And omuhuni say sometimes you know a big argument on my end say publican AI we no then customs for ejuma efri. Now, but when you look at the system very well, and Anthony Kwesi Sapon on a GRA commissioner and wakasa or say publican AI system we are omudi abaya porter ebwa ama enkofo akle omu containers any omu goods from the port no 2 weeks pa omu de buy no etimi ama Ghana enya 1.2 billion cedis 2 weeks. Now this is a new system yade ba abeboa custom officers emo ma eden emo omu dwumadie na omu di no eden ACP. Now remember the human factor in every organization no, especially in our part of the world no, nipa factor na ewom no eno na sebio a breedy corruption. Now, the introduction of this publican AI is basically as a consulting avenue for the custom officials. So, only to say custom for container be a bar, or say nipa, and sometimes omubium, omushishum, omuyak tabulation, must a container where be ya calculation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the AI machine, no, technically, what it does, and say, it will base price in Africa. Inti ya sebi a 40-footer container. Oko Togo, oko Burkina, oko Guinea, oko Kenya. So will be the 40-footer container bar. Send a what's the base price here? Oh, 40-footer container there, and a 40-foot container there. You need maybe 10,000 Ghana and a base. Now, side base in interest and then the final amount you have to pay to take the container out of the port. But at least something has been established. Say a 40-foot container and quadia. At least the base price, it starts from 10,000 Ghana cedis. That is what this AI machine is helping, assisting the custom officials to do. Now, when it comes to the content of containers, respective containers, sometimes the machine will need the assistance of humans to do physical checks because the AI system cannot go and open containers and say, oh, on a normal day, 40-foot container, 200 tons of rice. Now, if the container comes there, 190 tons the womb and a broad 13 shema, maybe the AI system cannot detect that. It will need the assistance of physical custom officers to open the container and say, oh, say AI and charge a container with 20,000. You go inside, they are supposed to charge it 18,000 because maybe the physical human being able to reach, the system cannot reach. That is the only thing that is happening here. Now, in 2 weeks, if a system has been put at the port Now you tumenya 1.2 billion. It means say if even the system is not perfect, when we do better reforms and restructure it well, we will be making more than 1.2 billion a year cedis in 2 weeks. Meaning, it is all about improving the services, improving the work now. Republic AI no sorry, Publican AI no. So it is too early for us to rubbish it. The reason why I have a problem with some of these people, any good money I didn't say, when we introduce these kind of reforms, this kind of technology to help custom officers to work well and faster now, the people who try to fight these kind of things, most of the time, I am not benefited from corrupt custom officials. When people start to fight technology, that means the human factor they feel say that human factor is being taken out or it's being limited. Now there's nowhere Obibetumaka say sir publican AI is going to totally take away custom officials' job. No. But what it is doing is that first, na the containers ba almost sorry no makojina port no mutate your bribe that machine, you cannot pay bribe to it. That part of that human factor part na the bribe emanko of we are febuno. In fact, nipa yebe me say 10 million Ghana cedis a day. Now it is going to drop to 2 million Ghana cedis a day, which is better than nothing. Now, as time goes on, this AI system we will start to reform it well. We will get to, in fact, work on it for it to adapt to the system well. Now, if in 2 weeks, a country is able to make 1.2 billion, all because AI system was introduced to support humans at the portal, then it means that if we basically give it chance, it means that when there's a good collaboration between the AI system and human now, we are going to make more than what we have been able to make in 2 weeks. Now, the GRA boss, the GRA commissioner today went out to inspect this system. So what exporters will say importers now, and I would say good for now. And on a press conference. In fact, Matisse say Omo strike because of this. In fact, Omo port exporters and importers, they have a name. But Matisse say Omo shippers authority for Asia, and Omo say Omo strike no Omo postponing, which is fine. But you see, when you listen to Omo press and in some Omo canal, you could see clearly say some people who import are not comfortable with this kind of system, able weed out the inconsistencies and the corruption at our portal. Sikana there are some people who are not comfortable with that. Ghana revenue generation, your port, and you get a lot of money from. Now, introducing such a system, you need to understand. Say there's going to be some some difficulties. That does not mean say as time goes on, some difficulties they will not be solved. No. Now, what they are doing is they are even rubbishing the thing, they are rubbishing the system or the new idea, even before it starts to work. That's not how it works. We cannot reject everything because Mwana Moka, when you be porter, ni ya ding, custom officials for omu delay, omu slow, obian bejuma. Now we are going to have a system. Even though from the beginning it might not be as consistent as you think or say, but as time goes on, reforms will be done, things will be worked on, and this thing will run smoothly. So why should you have a problem when a system has been introduced? System you can do 1 month and quickly Guta Force omukoye strike. Me, I feel say Guta for last week said the leadership of Guta omunyaya importers. The leadership of Guta. Open Kofua Obu Ghana for power your porter and the leadership of Guta. They have had their way for a very long time. Omo dupe system natural. Let me tell you, there are some Guta leadership here. Omo companies na your port Nyomo kraba they pay less than 30% of how much the amount they are out to pay at the port. I'm telling you. And you see, such an advanced system is being rolled out. Suddenly, they are so agitated, they are so angry. Suddenly, they see problems with this system than anything else. Go and see the amount of money you lose our ports in Ghana. You can see, the leadership, they are trying everything possible to block all these loopholes. majority of these people calling themselves importers are free Ghana. I'm not saying say all importers are stealing from the country. But the fact of the case is a majority of these importers they don't pay the right amount. Now, because they cannot convince the machine, because they cannot steal from the machine, because they cannot tell the machine, say, oh, also ye koni, hey, minimum, my friend is saying, because they cannot say, hey, now me why the unya bande buy, hey, and yeah, because they cannot relate to the machine as relatives. Because they cannot call the machine on phone at night and say, oh, as me see, where the I actually for mommy, never beji a year and Camry be, oh, where the wawunim, so the unia ketu anime, where the unia and school. They cannot do that with the publican system, no. So they are trying to rubbish it before Crampo say ebe go out and benefit Ghanaians. Now, into why part of what problem with this system? And the good thing about this system through the initiative, the thinking ability of the finance minister. A collaboration between the finance ministry led by Ato Forson and the GRA. This is what we call leadership. In the end, more ports no, more revenue no. Go and thank Ato Forson and thank the GRA boss. I've had my own issues with them in the past. At a point, I was on them because I wanted some things to be done. And I spoke in their faces and said, these are things that has to be done. I did not spare them. But today, they have proven me wrong. At least this alone, we as a people, we should applaud this initiative. Anytime I can say, the leadership you have today, you people should be happy about it. In Chechema, a GRA boss, Mr. Anthony Sapon, editor one, as simple. This system is available to the importer and it's available to the custom officials. This serves as a backup for you, the importer, and also as a backup for the custom service. Inti se custom for the clampo, nyama be able for any so no say overcharge. You too have access to this same system. You can tell them say no. This is what the system is saying. You are charging this amount of money, but the system is saying otherwise. So you people were trying to cheat me. This is transparency at its highest form. This is transparency. This is a leadership that is trying to make sure say one. More importing your mano, Aban is simo. And yes, so Abano, you people do not cheat us. So Aban is going to make its decent revenue, and you, the people, to bring in a munyomano. Aban is simo and Jimusika, Sebio, Ebewra Udiay, Usika Udijum. Why should Guta come out and say they have an issue with the system? The reason why it's a Gutamo, na almost it is because SAR system we no enkwe. The publican system enko wedding. The publican system enya fantini enya santini enya buruni enya kroboni. The publican system enimo bi nuani oni baba. It does not care about who is in the Jubilee House. The publican system that is assisting the Ghana Customs at the port, it does not know anybody at Edi Benshia or anybody at Yanas Air Palace. The publican system does not know any tribe. It does not know any religious leader. The publican system is there to deliver what is before it and then send the record to the customs, and the customs also have the right to also double check what the publican system has done. It's a transparent in and out system which will benefit even the importers. Why should Aya Guta come out and say we are against this? We don't want this thing to happen. It is because majority of the people are joining Guta, I'm telling you. The leadership of Guta, they are importers and they take advantage of our ports. Guta leadership no it is because they are stealing from us from the ports. It is because they have been taking advantage of us for years. Now, when an Adjini Juma or two aba or pay change or person abawe to make enough money to take care of the needs of the Ghanaian will be against this kind of system. Because when John Mahama said a nation that we will have to build, reset, and make sure things go in our favor, this is what he meant. And you see, I like the way Ato Forson and the GRA are working together to make sure, say, the amount of money we are losing, or static aside, and I'll say, last year, we lost 11 billion just to people at the port. Last year, Ghana port, you losing 11 billion cedis. Sasike nyina hye. Et is sika, you free gold board in a year. Gold board made 10 billion. We made loss of 11 billion. Now, you see how serious this is. Now, if this system, in 2 weeks, it may generate 1.2 billion, who in their right senses will get up and say, I am against it? We need to applaud Ato Forson. We need to applaud this man. They have come together to deliver. I don't care who you are. So I will give you the credit. When you go wrong too, I will not spare you, and that is my job here. My job here is to make sure the NDC, the people, the citizenry, will be satisfied. So when they go wrong and you're not doing things right, I'll sit here and let Ghanaians understand, say, this isn't going in favor of Ghanaians. This isn't right. Things have to be checked, and that is my job. I believe, so let us all support the GRA, the finance minister. This initiative is the best. Imagine we have this kind of AI system supporting government institutions nationwide. Do you know the amount of money we would have made? And the Ghana institutions, the leakages in those institutions, if gradually we are able to roll out this kind of system support, that support agencies, public servants in their work, in their deliberation, how they work, checking transparency and blocking leakages. Do you know the amount of money we will make as a nation without going out there to borrow? And this is, you told John Mahama, MPP Bobby Siadodo, MPP Jimmy, Omunim Nyansa, they can't think out of the box. Now you have a government that is thinking, a government that is basically bringing in ideas, that is changing, preserving, keeping money in Ghana. Our pot making money for us. This is a government that thinks. This is a leadership that is ready to be innovative, a leadership that is ready to accept new technology to help transform, save, bring in revenue, and make sure, say, a corona edition of Monsano, simple, basic things that they have been able to provide. Yet, Chroma 8 years, none of our regional hospitals was resourced or tooled, all because the government was not able to bring in revenue. The only source of revenue and MPP for the Ghana was money they were borrowing outside through a bond. But this is a government for a year and almost 4 months. This government has been able to generate revenue internally, and they are acquiring around the nation. Internally generated funds, and these are the things that is going to give the government money. We can generate money from home, and then we can build our nation from within. Then later we will look at our options, and that is what this government is doing. Into Guta for this is Guta. You see, how can a group, let me show you this. How can a group, almost Ghana, how can a group say Guta demands immediate withdrawal of GRA tax force? How can a group do that? These are the same people who will be blaming politicians. Hey, politicians will come and steal from us. The politician is trying to protect us. The politician is bringing new ideas, initiative, systems to block the leakages for you and I to benefit. The same Guta is demanding immediately, say, the system they support, they can steal from us. I support this system. The publican AI needs to stay. They need to better it. As time goes on, they are going to see some mistakes with it. They will, technically, it's technology. They will better it. They will change some things. It will be perfect. So we should all support Ato Forson. We should support Anthony Sapon, the GRA commissioner. We should support this government led by John Mahama. Let us support them to shape in the future of this nation. Right now, we are talking about a country where the health system is being retooled. The health system is getting on its feet. Look at this. And the DNAC, the health minister spoke, and what we call primary health care policy. 15th of this month, Abronye be rolling out. Busanwo say abani nyesika wen. What is say government of Ghana akobo besia wa bruchiri say, or they be making sure say free primary health care no policy they rolling out. No, these are all internally generated funds. Sikana ye nya no report no emu bi na yetumi de yes anyoma we. Now, there will be no cost within the free primary health care program. The only thing needed is a valid national ID. Now, Mamin Jujum, and the health minister, Ebe Kachire, say, Ghana is ready. Readiness, and they say, we are, as a nation, we are going to roll out a policy, a friend, free primary health care. Now, about America, Mamin Kai answer and make with Mamin Chow DC. Also, they be a health insurance or Ghana. Obi to make us hospital. Now, me call you know, yaseme yari ninti, yari no, and health insurance in cover. It is true. In America, Obi to make a hospital. Oko hospital we they access we are. You better make say yari we now what the buy no. Sa yari we insurance in cover. ube here this kind of insurance to cover this sickness. Ekroma ewaha. Oko regular hospital na yare wo ho. The first job of the health system, the first job I would say abani yen say, as far as you are a Ghanaian or American, I bet to show an ID that you are an American. No, you have to be primary health care. You need to receive it. It's no America and I say me hospital. The doctor now obehumino. All that he needs to do is say, my fat through the system numa ya jatu say me American ni ma be pie nanim. Whatever is happening to me, they need to assess me. Now, omo assess we are. No much I say yare wo de bae no enye ti yare. Yare wo bae no enye para any code biko yare. In fact, yare we de ebe hia say ye be yi wakoma. Now, when it comes to those kind of surgeries, any yare na ewo ho na, you will need some special funding and as insurance to be able to treat that. Inti no. Also tell you say primary health care na aye adwuma anything as over America. Na say wo yare na ko hospital you are sure to say ebeje. Nobody is going to drive you away because obebusa said o health insurance card wing and ufri. The first thing the hospital needs to do is to get you in for you to get that basic primary health care. Now NDC Abano, they have decided to roll out free primary health care policy. Now, what is going to happen in the say? And the way Yarena Oko Ghana, Akando, as the health minister, no, through the leadership, Abronye, through the leadership of John Mahama, no, what they have been able to do in the say. And the way Ghana need na national ID and a Ghana card. Now we Yaria, no hospital should send you back and say, Mr. Kwansa, and then you will run hospital way. And now from the time I rolling out this policy, no. We run hospital way na owura hospital way no ye busa say ne Ghana health insurance card no nti ompia bontene ebi ni ho biem hospital no you get access to the hospital provide this no hospital no access we are na omu wie na ye ma that first primary care ni we are na ye ebia further tests na oyare na ho no ebe hia a lot of funds to cover that sickness now. And no na health insurance no ebem. Enya Arabia near the 2 cities a treaty. Enya Arabia near the 10,000 Ghana treaty. Enya Arabia near the 500 Ghana treaty. Arabia wa unya 100,000 Ghana. Arabia wa unya 2 million Ghana. What this policy seems to do in the say, or seeks to do in the say, we are Ghana ni nkwana se ukuta Ghana card. Na ura hospital bia automatically I was a hospital no etie wasem. I was a hospital no assessor. I was a hospital no emao basic healthcare assistance. And they also winya. Se blade ne twa uwe dwumam and be accident be asi a minor a basic urawa I was say making sure say sa assistance no winya. Into omu wie na mo ye further checks no na bia wo yare na wo de buy no yare a se be say sikafo yare a ehia sika kese a. That is when health insurance sika sem ni ade bem. It's basically what this government has done and they say and so we Ghana din kwana say oh Ghana card say yare bow na ura hospital nobody can tell you say kofie I was say at least hospital no ejew na omo hwe dia wukom obi wo ha ne yam de tutu no na say wan gye no anhwe ne yam tutu na agege na enu nti obefa so awu. It is very important to say sa basic treatment no free basic treatment no ubenya ebi wa America ha and the America o ya rebi na say serious ura hospital wa yampamo ya beje wato ya de obeto mpaso ya be assess so ebi obehia first aid obehia some treatment be primary ya de be ma by a real doctor be read report at say o ya rewe no ebehia $100 million enti eno no o health insurance card wen. It's now hospital now show mini health insurance by mitinia me yakeke oh moja to me but mini health insurance into your permanent ebini hobium ya bejo I make sure say sa moja na etu mprempren ho na ya be show but ye wi ani a cho so moja na etu no enye moja keke na bia yare bia sebio ye be hia enough money to treat. And today under NDC under Akando under Abronye no slowly they are going to roll out what we call the free primary healthcare policy. And you see, they are going to roll this policy out. They are going to do it in phases. almost from now to 2028, now at least every single health facility in Ghana, at least every facility biano, that primary healthcare system working there. So Ghana Nibia, Sebio, Obera Hospital biano, or assured to say at least Obenya that primary healthcare, that assistance immediately. Because you already be aware. But because emergency but right now, no, every hospital some will release our policy way out in the next 2 years. On the phases from end to 2026 end, I think say phase 1. Almost in phases 2028. Now now every part of this nation open a health insurance, a primary health care. Now you will get it. In fact, this thing you see simple like that, and now from the government will need 1.2 billion every year to make sure say we're promoting Ura Hospital BP, Ura Hospital, Sebio, or mental problem, Ura Hospital, or maybe some malaria, or Ura Hospital, antenatal, a war, any other. Sign your money in a dear friend or free primary health care, it will cover these things. This, and the funny thing is, oh yeah, you don't need a dear friend health insurance card. These are basic things. Also, hospital. Nakasa me mame na kumao or see a geno near shadow. Oh, miniaba okawuyo or baba wa wewe bibi say to or see a geno. Malaria be testing so yambusa or health insurance card. Webusa or Ghana card way. I was a sunny panel. It is yare bebria into abana tenase. Sesi yare dudua sebio a bogana for pa and no didn't share a free primary healthcare nasi. Inti yari ananka first also call hospital na obefi no sa yari na ekunkofo no aban say ye obi be friend no the free primary healthcare and the Ghana card nko na say and they say obi na koma yari aba yari ne kwa bibi to say hypertension ana oyi ye nua bi na adwum ka no ana say obi akowo wa wawie na BBC obi nyom obewo na BBC sa nyom na udu hospital a ye mbusa so health insurance when John Mahama any NDC aban say and omo be start from this year, Omo be making sure say hospital do what Ghana ni nyina no. Omo that capacity to roll out or to receive what Ghana ni no. Cause you say NDC for policy way. Also NDC in Kasai, they are affecting people. They are changing lives. Now, yes, I put the woko. Remember, obo ha yadene ko na bia na yare no ano ding e kwankro. And they are Mahama ke ho. Say Yarebia bo yire, Yarebia bo nua. Na yedena for primary healthcare we na bia yare no e fall out of primary healthcare. You can apply to dear friend Mahama case. No, I can say, oh, me yire na yare ne de sebio enye free primary care they be to take care of him. Na yare ne so eye cancer, eye tumor, eye dian inti ye traba Mahama case sika putuo dem a eye obobia da akoda no. Monhwe ma asem ma me na moma ye sika emfanye sa operation no e koso. It apart from free primary health care, no, NDC by led by Mahama, no, was I be a photo a friend Mahama Kesa, Yaria Kwankra, Sebio, and 1,000 Ghana, this fight it, 20,000 Ghana, Yaria, Sikapudio, the fight, no, Uber to me apply to Mahama Kes, no more read it, no, like I said, I'll be report to it, I was say a buying Edisika Buau. This is governance. Say near to mine. And young Kwasia for my bayer, and Kwasia Kika. He adia ma cheche mwachire wo ya Ghana ni a wakoma nto wiem unya hope sebi o maame a o tenkran na o maame tie kurase da bia ye de no ko na esi na health insurance card no na nse ye ka se de obi ko hospital o card no wen o health insurance card hwe date no entwemu and the side de bi ni wo yare bebre she free primary health care under the leadership of Akando. They are making sure say Ghana for dodo no omko hospital mesa be fie ya ombenya sa treatment na sa be fie. Let us get these things serious. Let us, you see, these are conversations that we need to have. Anytime me catch say, I want to guide you. Me pese me boawo. Me pese me chiro send a aban chechire or mind chechire. Say ma NDC international for the next 42 years. It will get to a point. Untu kwa free Ghana ko sha ho yare wa abrochire. Me dwumanie we no Nyankopon ya wo me na me kuta mic. Me drop ya na ma me sa de shame nsem. Me sa drop ya na ma pa de shame nsem. Om se yakokọ ne ko dwam. Eni tina maba enjidwamu tina mo ha. Internal Ghana ni a also bo nsem NDC ka se we die. Yɛbɛboa ma na tena ase akyɛ. Impete yi. MPP impete yi. Ɔmo ba ɔmo da ne busua. Ɔmo start Jimmy. Ɔmo start atonton he ma menkyerɛw. MPP ene ɔmo tena ha muntie Kufuado. Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado ende ɔne ne hene muntie Kufuado ende Nana Kufuado for 8 years. Da bɛn na ɔte sɛ Kufuado te so for 8 years no. Yɛ the equipment bi share hospital bi asesa hospital equipment uti bi da. 8 years Kufuado betena power. Ote sɛ Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado regional hospital, district hospital, hospitals are buying hospitals, ya sesa hospital equipment, ya sesa system, ya OTB for 8 years. Atichidie wetina Ghana. Ditisa ate eno namo na showboy. John Mahama kai o say Nana Kufuado Jimmy na o Jimmy no o metina ka se Kufuado Jimmy enti obema bibia jiegu. Nana Kufuado Addo ene baomia 4.8 billion ena mo GAD so the agenda 111 hospital. 4.8 billion. But I want to add into MPP in your press conference and say I can't do 4.8 billion. It's because Kwasi Ampenyi way and then call for this it doesn't work like that. Life needs to go on. We need to build. But the only way we can build is to make sure the NPP never come close to power. That is the biggest punishment we can give these twerps. Because when you give them room to come to power, then all that we are doing today is a waste of time. The only punishment, a such a punishment is to block them from coming to power. And the Kufuado catcher say, Yensi agenda 111. En kwasiafo kwaje boba free Israel, elbeto aminemu so bobe si cathedral. So refi. En kwasiafo we ebubu jaje for dying. Ebubu aban dying to bu say, Kufuado say odene nyankopon kromphobia wa hye nyankopon bibo. Na onyankopon papa no hye de bo a uwia aban sika e de kosi dan ma no. E che sa onyankopon no e kromfo. This is the same clown walking around Ghana telling us ye de ne bo be ma no e bo papa ben. Ana me hu se MP for kan kwa asemi Ekufuado de nyini che na amanfo be pa ocho. Wan na be Ekufuado chew. Wan na wa wiase odim nyanso be Ekufuado chew. Enkwasiade a we be ye no. We are going to make our own mistakes as a nation. Governance is not smooth, but that does not mean we should give credence to Ekufuado. Kaya moi. Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufuado yi to me hu Jimmy o Ghana. And you people feel say ye ti kron mu no ye nim de na e kwa na. You people think say ye nwan ye gu Ghana. Onyini nche no mbre no hu de ekoso. Me put me pese obewu me pese odi 300 years na obre. Nobody wish Ekufuado dead. I want Ekufuado to live for long. Sene be obewu ne kwasia. Obewu kwasia de anka oso ye na anka Ghana ejina ne naso. So nobody is wishing Ekufuado to die. Me Ekufuado wunde be me ya. I want him to live to like 170 years. Na ordinary hu say me di nkwasiasem ka me ye nyama ye anka nkwasiasem we nkansi. Me pese ohumu MPP for no the way Ghana be treat him say moi. I want him to witness it. And you people one day will go back and attack Ekufuado and say it is because of your foolish leadership. It is because of nkwasiade we and we cannot come close to power. A day will come. You people will demonstrate against Ekufuado and say he is the evil. Because nobody wants to be associated with a group of piglets. So I know say Ekufuado Ghana for we know what governance is. Things are going to be hard along the way, which we understand. Sometimes it's going to be a roller coaster. We understand. But that does not mean it's Ekufuado way. We are going to go back and say Ekufuado yes, Ekufuado the Papa Beno as president. Ekufuado can kwase same na ne hene so di ekire ochehene ono ne hospital bi siri kurom 100 years ne enye all GMPC for sika aye party no na ne refi say live band ye ja live band boy ye betumi si hospital and this about power Ekufuado kan kwasem ne hene so so Mr. Boache, what you gotta do? We gotta see here, man, you know. We gotta see here at a hospital. You know, to take a scan is gonna be 4,000 cities. Why can we live in a country like that? Do just for taxi for accent and we can live a young and then you are an advocate for young doctors. Nana, Mr. Boache, today you are advocating. Today you are becoming a motivational speaker. Onyankopon hata suru ebi o left intra. Eduaba no, eduaba papa no, eduaba boni na uye campaign na oka twie mu odin ekere Ghana fo no. Ure fi se eduaba papa na o man to me 8 years no. Oya kwata. Na onim se Chebi Hospital, there was no scan machine there. Mo inkonwa na moteso no ene na be jeje mo. On send there, you are in the UK. You are receiving treatment at a hospital. For 8 years, ahimfia kɛseɛ ne cars akɛseɛ na motene mu wɔ Ghana. Inscription akɛseɛ ne flag akɛseɛ ne si so. Nkasetia ne ayampia ne atanie na wodie. Ufra ntoma na wotie kurase Mr. Boakye. Ɛna de na enim because wabusuani a wayɛ sɛ bosom di president nti ɛyɛ. At a point uka just say ɛyɛ abɛyifo ma. Wo Mr. Boakye. Ɛna wofra ntoma aka slangs. Wakɔtwi taxi ma woto ago wobɛkyerɛ slangs. Na abosom na yɛde usi omo so no ɛsɛ omo te slangs. The Cherry Hospital needs a mechanical machine and tia break na ka de tia se da eduaba no na wo ka ne twi. Wo kan ya kan Bible quotation na to so. Ɛna de won say 8 years no na wo ti eche bi no na scan machine na bi wo ho. Ɛna de wan kai ayampia wo de wahenie ne dane na champon nwom. Wo de dane Daddy Lumba nwom. Ekutiabo any ayampia na 8 years wo bo Ghana for udi atam na ubu mungiyaro na mu bugala na mu buni parte and there's obi ejimi and what brofo and nana we peje wa betri echirechirem onsa na dwumi no kase wo UK you are receiving treatment. There should have been a multi-million hospital, well-equipped hospital. 8 years you never spoke about hospitals at Chebi. You never spoke about scan machines at Chebi. Your interest was to insult others who did not agree with your relative who was messing the nation up. Mudi hine to say, they are more catering teachers. Oh, for carrot to mix it with Maggie Cube. Make sure the rice is 14 cups. I know if you say, cooking is science. Yama menu to win enquine or sanchini gun in Semua to onimdodu abetrim. Yano yankon school. It is not cooking school. I'll be quite certificate and chess over to me near Diana chain antimony. May her soul rest in peace. You are people who have disappointed us. Now 8 years they could for the baby president, you know. Now when you say scan machine you now chrome na scan machine you can't see dimatem. You were close to power. You were given GMPC money to just have a party. A party. Today is slanging. Now konyana at slangs. Akonyana what is no slangs beneti. I left Ghana on Sunday. I left the same time you left. You were going to the UK for health treatment. Why didn't you stay at Chebi? You didn't because you didn't for 8 years. You were not bold enough to tell that dwarf that build a health facility here that will have enough scans. You never did that. Now what to ayampia? Ediaba bone no. Ne diaba bone ne nya ne yetene diaba pa ba adan ne yentra ho ma na edua yetete krom ha ensem hunu ne edi ye nyina. And you see, we keep telling you people mon kanokore. Some of you get close to power and you think we are all stupid. Moya no matagi ye where do NDC ni where do omu ade where do onanimfi ye enso moya nkwara ansa na munyini yantia mo yanka no kranche mutina munyini so still mu hu de osamoye. And that is the problem I have with you people. And your personal, it's about your principles. Your principles are bad. At a point, now the Yesu Christo and Ebu in Konfuaten. Now the Yesu Christo, now the Bible, na etwa yampia. Odane na ne champon. Odane Daddy Lumba. Na otina konyoma. Na ojin say, to me, sebio to me, and to me ndane. And na udi nyinani ama ameno matem. Urefi ho. And then you are slanging. Who are you slanging to? Chebi, for 100 years. For 100 years, for 8 good years, you could not tell your family member that he needed to build a hospital that had a scan machine. You couldn't do that. Eh? I mean, my dear, when the Kufuor was president, Agenda 111, all free power, now also we see we are okoye inspection for politics. Now you betwaba. A Kufuor could say a dine to uncompleted. Omu penti a dine overnight. And the Kufuor could say Ghana for say we see Agenda 111. This is the hospital. Hospital go for the Jaini, Agenda 11 hospital Jaini. And the Oka just said, Chebi 100 years ni hospital is was scanning him. Nakana uchi ton koto scan besime. Nana medo no homo. Taxi nana uchi ni Jersey no. Krabra na ton na scan saying ton kana what is na flag is so ton for koto scan. Na undo ni pana mo chebi nana. Mr. Boakye nipa na wudi omoso hene na sebio sika beka wunsemu no wudi esi ahimfie chenchenchen wifi wo mu no tonka na wutimu no baby out dey say ponko na ohia ponko to end na nka wie ekurokitwo uhia Rolls Royce ekurokitwo mu uhia Rolls Royce. You don't need Rolls Royce. It ton Jaguar no ton Rolls Royce no ton eye escalade na uchi no ton car na pomasi anim no never koto scanning machine si wona so ye nipa otina kroma di atem ka kire say ababone ye John Mahama na abapa eye Kufuado na abapa no ene ukema eden abapa le tuma antos machine ba kwa amamo on politics na no mo yere Ghana na time we ye ohini o and the oslange kire you got to build this and then and the I know much so Kevin Taylor the on pay we asem omo receipt na be kire omo nipa ban ohini o this is October 2020 na ye kem osi aso abapa na abana eso ye no di ne na ada eso kotre aso aba ye tumi di na die one day one factory so di aba no free sh di aba di ni nyina na nda wo kemu kasran se kire me na me do but it do some time a mon kan kure mon di no kure mo kan na ma politicians da ye afemo hu ye de mo receipt ne be remind mu de bia Mr. Boachi ferry ton Jaguar no ton Rolls Royce no chebi for munya demonstration kasa na nei ka na wutim no time na wo bedi ne na won tobi ya hini ntina wo to sa ka no ton koto machine besi hospital e kire wo ndo ukromfo e kire wo ekuro no so mo agimi e kire wo mo so mo de mutumi nkwa abro kire nkwohwa mo yare e kire wo bu eye nkofo odi o mo so hini so mo ye nkurasefo sa ubu o mo na ubu eye nipa no mo ti o mo sebio o mo apomudin a ton Rolls Royce no ton car na watchro wudi egu anim no ton 4 wheel drive na wuchi na flags no ton koto machine abapa ni bi no because the Kufuado buy na onya cars we nyina enti ton abapa no never koto machine be save nipa nana we de wanu masebo enye yesu mo bi nka se Kevin Taylor akodi ochi na atem sende uti chebi na wo complain ba aban we ya na wonya beifu a na wankasa no sebio o ma me beifu nana dia o kan na me ma replica o me ma no ntia o dia o kan na ano no intende obi a wo problem with aban we bibia ekoye onyame na hwe no de ye dia amaye nana enti wa bibi hawa o kaseti aban we na wa adwene o se obetuma keti aban ma aban na wanye beifu a wankasa wanye beifu a na bia o ma me na e beifu nana enya me dia o kan ye no e na me transmogrified dia amount ai dada na bibian sesaye ye boy so enyeye ye twa yesu enyeye yetim mom yanko enim na me do aya ye de ye na me so me nka de ye mfa ho ye keka eye school one some any health any ade and your true story way it's exactly 11:07 in Ghana 11 p.m. me catch a Ghana for say wow be show be after 8 p.m. or Ghana no jai na wunya obi ama ne hwe makachire mo and ko Ghana TV be allow silence TV the picture near fe bibia gina na so mo amoye show after 8 mo kan kire mo dwumafo ne mo boss se mo pese mo show the be nim 5 betum fo saa wow show after 8 p.m. or Ghana be o TV so bia no movie bra be 6:30 because across 8 obi anhwe oba radio so a me B2 oba Facebook a me B2 oba YouTube a me do be show oba TV so a me do be show enti mo kan kire mo boss fo so mo fa mo mra nim na chanchan hene ba from 8 na yan show no enti de bia metumfo yo this story too is another story I was say ye di hu nkomo sorry and it's got to do with a year scholarship yeah uploadi ye delete ni uploadi se maka kire mo o made the na fit ewia na nyumre ba ye delete ni uploadi new ones sa ko pem say 42 years yanko bebia NIB arrest Emmanuel Ofori for operating multiple fake social media accounts impersonating Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. Yes, Abronye we Rasta. And the police for Akochino. Adaya Rasta be account odi din kofo dream owian kofo sika through scholarship moves, scholarship fraud. Into no we be accounts. Sa Abronye no ne Kingsley Ajimamu ne ye adwuma. Omo anom scholarship secretariat no ne adwuma inti and then omo free power no still they are still operating omo be different platforms inti sa adwuma dia no mudi no eno na ende omo da hudi a ende NIB before akomoa eye Rasta but we there no hard feelings and there's one musician in Ghana me penasem and ye nyina ye mfantifo takradefo ose papikojo papikojo this one there abeg make no diss me I dey fool you na se me hu the atentam awagasa dada bi it takura ombon I a very nice guy but the man berenti also kakro inyo nanka ochichiri poni na nanka otentam kakra nka is awagasa nka identification ko wafio the man berenti obetuma use Uganda card o papi in the see the change you looks but also papi kakra me we say papi ko nyina ko chire sare nyo no a very nice guy papi ko abrofo mba the pen no into a dada bi now yakoche brantie we ye say eye bibia e frɛ no eye scholarship fraud any akwache no. Now story way obi beka say oh Kevin sanyama we dey ekoso asema beka we asema a first scholarship secretariat under MPP and I don't normally talk on issues sebio end that table no so but mitie otumfo or say to kasa and same na I could see or feel the pain in otumfo na kumem and it's got to do with scholarship. And there Yana said Abronye we Kingsley Agyemang under MPP he was in charge of scholarships in Ghana. Now I say penyini diamante and sebio say otumfo oyemena me asantini akwara me nyini asantime mu a mete asante kasa tebe bidi mokodi nkyene bidi bofro nkwan da sebio me nipa bi a uhumi saa no me do bi a intimi na ba akrope eye otumfo te dana meto so na masori na me do na se utie se otumfo kasa na bibi ye ne ya ewo na kome mu a badwemba te se ye ne no ye tena se na ye busa ye ho se ede na ebetuma ye ama ewiase hu se nipa bi ebu na nimtia. And this gentleman was disrespecting otumfo said to and it's all about scholarships. Now tell me na NPP what power no asante fo mo metie solokufo tell me na NPP what power no otumfo said to ankasa etu ni chow efa wiem close to 5,000 miles echo America echo pre scholarship edema eye enkwara sebi ododo no efi ono no otumfo the educational foundation mu because otumfo or foundation bia or the share enkwara omo pe scholarship akwa abrochire omo hia moa enti otumfo eja sikedwa wo fie etena ehyan mu sebio onam wiem no na eye one ne nyame ene aboso mo bo no ban etumi tu kwan kwa abrochire se okopem moa e de ama mmaba wa ne mbebu no mo asantimemu a ne foundation no sebio eden sa foundation no ebo mo ho ban emo mo support e wo school any addition. And the MPP, and this particular episode, I'm doing it because I want pain in there one anamuno. I want to speak it for Nana. Because so otumfo ko biena no kan asemo ya obi be gina bebia ka se otumfo eye politics. Na otumfo sebio oye nipa bi a on pese nipa bi no betia no. Enti nipa bi te se ye ne ye ginsam no ka se atenie ni ba na ye de ye bo age efi se ye nana no ye do no pia onana. Enti mu study in 2022 otumfo 32 etu ne namu enante eko Memphis in United States America Memphis University gives 50 million Ghana cedis worth of scholarships to Ghanaian students through Asante Hines initiative. We 26th of May 2023 and otumfo eba America ebe pre scholarship edema MPP say momwa na santefo nkwara sebio dodo ne mpe school ende ewiase eniti abanti dodo ne peso mko school no me foundation nkwara dodo so benya edian abrochire akotoa omu school so ene Ghana fo a sebio omunima dia omu peso motoa omu school pon so e wo sebio abrochire no momma sa scholarship we nyina enkava omu totumfo ede sa scholarship we ebaye ono ne tu ne nemu eko America eko di sa nkomo no ne initiative no. Now MPP no more power. And otumfo say me menhia enye Ghana Education Service Office. Menhia enye Ministry of Education Office. Menhia hinie ne edin wa ha. Sa scholarship ya ne Memphis through me ye de aba no. Scholarship secretariat monje. Na sa scholarship secretariat mo handle scholarships no. Sebio de oye ahwehwema de no ontafre nsa ho kwa. Efise sa wona ye ahwehwema de a eden a onsa be bon ahwehwade. Into at least enya kura no na nka se otumfo na nanom a omo otumfo education fund no dodo no de at least scholarship omo qualify nko ade a wo se eden ye de omo ko Memphis university emom ko sua eden ade na omo de bebo asanteman monhwa de bi esi otufo koba ye na scholarship no estarte say den ekoso no remember say eba scholarship ana ye ka say aban bi any school bi assign a contractor scholarship nti no ma sign a de esi nyina ne say one salaries and a tuition and they play a vital role. Now you can salaries ebia sika I was see tuo mo busimu bia and they will be a friend no stipends. Salary no and change but stipends it varies. The reason why in tia stipends no changing in the say depending the kind of course I wo ye no stipends no betumi change. Now this is what happens. No, sorry. Stipends no and any sika dem want to and change. But what happens say what we call tuition no school fees no. Enti say obi come Memphis akọ scholarship into okwa. Obi a ebia okoye basic agriculture. Obi so okoye ebia science. Yen basic. Because courses are different nti aya na tuition and as school fees no esesa. But when it comes to pocket money no ensesa. Every student say $100, obienya $100 a month. Inti the salary the school fees and also tuition, it is constant. It does not move. The school fees it changes depending the course nipa no ko offer. But when it comes to pocket money, a friend of stipends now, those ones in the ensesa obi a obeko Memphis bia whether you are doing PhD or there monthly aban say yema mu nyina $100, obi a benya $100. But when it comes to students fees na yetua ne dia it changes, it varies because different courses and idea in for a year. And you need to get that in your head. Now, into 2 for any Memphis for sign contract agreement BBA or Debema Kingsley Ajiman Scholarship Secretariat and the MPP no. Kingsley Ajiman would say I was say opekoti kwan bi so na odi sa otufo ade okoye no ewiesika. Enti dia na Kingsley Ajiman dia na oyeye Kingsley Ajiman esa ede sa nyoma because aban bi ana ekuro bi any school bi sign and say almost signing agreement to say ye de enkwara beba ha ma wa school a majority of the time no ye nim say ekuro no omo sheda niska into school na technically omo bear a lot of the cost ye be expect say school no ebe take care of ebi accommodation school no one way or the other they might take care of maybe health omo pomudin maybe a person can school to take care of some of the materials they need. Intiana Abina and Econo Air Force says school be taking a lot of the burden. Send a scholarship secretariat in Ghana and able to check a creaby. Because the more the school takes the burden, more of the burden our Akrani school no. Emma Yaneso Yahu hire me to Sikanika creaby. But Kingsley Ajiman BB. What they did was that Otu Foko BB no and a Kingsley Ajiman ba fee. Ena dia no ye onwa be create amendment sa agreement na otu for Memphis for signing you know as the CEO of a scholarship secretariat and the MPP no obe drafted onwa nkasa amendment osisa emra no opese osisem adenti na osisem because idea ni nyina ne say osisem a sa bed na e wo senka school no efa dodo no sesia no or shifty bed ni begu Ghana ban so. Into your school is spending $20,000 a month on each student. Component na a man be $20,000 no. Kingsley Ajiman efa koti kwanso yimu be $15,000 esade begu scholarship secretariat so. Send be a Ghana ban mom de be TSS ka no. Abranka school na nka o say omo incur that debt no. Kingsley Ajiman efa nipa bia oye middleman e wo Memphis school ho. It what happens they say sa sika no ana component na $20,000 a month example anka o say school no de boa student no Kingsley Ajiman $15,000 e de be go Ghana scholarship sika no so send be a Ghana mom e na betua sa sika no and this means to say he will be sending more students to the school because the more students he sends to the school takes a lot of the burden and throws it back to Ghana scholarship secretariat which he has control over their budget. Into only a bit deciding. Now, what he does is say school no, edgy burden na amendment no, burden na and also school take it in the form of money no, or divert it sa burden be good scholarship secretariat so, and na or use a middleman on this school no air coordinate and or the receive sa sika no component no through a middleman. And to look at this, into share. When you look at this document, a amendment. Now, who read the amendment now? You can see clearly. I mean, BM. Now, I'm show Juma Omudi O2 for me. We because I'm about Chrono and I'm number some say MPP Kingsley Jima Mokromu Bu 2 Wouldn't him say Memphis for scholarship now. Nipa beya 192 students. And now, call a year scholarship. Ekonya scholarship or Memphis. O2 for the initiative no eba you. At the end of the day, O2 for education for Nipa 3 pe and MPP for form. Nipa 3 and then you had the chance to go to Memphis under Kingsley Ajiman. Sa Nipa 195 na munya no. Nipa a year 143 students are omunya a year sa scholarship no. Emu 3 pe and na a free O2 for education funding. Miansa Nipa miansa pe. And later na O2 for just this year and realizes say scholarship according to Memphis by under MPP no. Omuma nipa miansa pe. The foundation no nipa miansa pe. Out of the nipa 192 no O2 for no kofa by na MPP for man miansa pe. Dia kanyina mu twadiye. And it was all under the leadership of Abronye, your friend Kingsley Ajiman. Now my mention there ya wa senu mu nyina. We put the time in cash. Me be chiro dream and kofo we di. As much as we are trying to put these people in jail, akwa we ochina ye kochina. Obi beka say NDC for tata kofo. Akwa we and they kochina. Sika owiya ro da kochina parliament parliamentary immunity. Internal officer China or the speaker has to grant you access before you can. And I'm pleading with the speaker of parliament. Right now, parliament is in recess. Speaker of parliament needs to put a statement out that no parliamentarian should refuse any call by any security agency when it comes to investigations. They need to pick him up. But you see, they have tried picking him up and he's hiding behind I'm in parliament. And almost friend Sombra or say they should come to Parliament House and pick him because he knows to say he will get that immunity. Sika Oria or a scholarship secretariat and then local Ria Aba Ediba Parliament. But let's keep this in the fridge. Young question so. Now, O2 for for scholarship to buy no and a Kingsley Ajiman ebetina fieka say no. Sa agreement na O2 for course and sign na O2 for ka say hey adada asem eya ne ya ona kumem. Now this year do ananka e was a communal scholarship no MPP for ya o omo dini nyina dog this year no O2 for sebio waye nkwase adwuma enti eye nana ya ba onyo obi anka na asem nkire no asem ne ye nana ya e che me chanchan hene e na metumenya abotre dwudwom ama PZ for asankregwa sebio be kwaifo ate ase se MPP no omumu O2 for ma me nkire we bia e ya wa asem nim. Eti Kingsley Ajiman ni MPP for buy no dabi asante for de sebi omagimi omo hine na kwaje eye scholarship naba ye betume twi omo adi de na oyeye na Kingsley Ajiman. After this show we will publish this amendment on our TV on our platform. You can read it. Inti omo buy no be your mankasa amendment. Now amendment na Kingsley Ajiman be no on a normal day say ope say Memphis for school no bed na sebio omo carry no omo yibi begu Ghana for so enye omo momu na nka omo ka say hey we are incurring a lot of debt because mu students ne ba you spending too much money. Kingsley Ajiman mom na be ya amendment no and o send come Memphis for say e kare da mo so no ye pese mu ye mu be 70% this swaye and o ya amendment na amendment mu no o tro ade bi om ene ko ne twa kumem ene na otumfo hu ye otumfo ya it was study between the University of Memphis and Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, Ghana. Now, this first amendment is made by and between the University of Memphis, and Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, Ghana, and is made effective upon the final date of execution. The parties agrees as follows. Now, who read the document amendment Kingsley Ajiman na. I'm not going to bore you with all the things that has been written here. Baby, I did what your second page in him. When we finish, we will publish this document for you to read. First of all, me pesa check here DB. Amendment no. Who date na Ghana Scholarship Secretariat signing your na It was the 24th of January 2024. It was the registrar in a title named Dr. Kingsley Ajiman or and a sign on behalf of Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. Now, check the University of Memphis. Omo date na omo de sign sa amendment we no na the 26th of January 2024, meaning Kingsley Ajiman edin kind sign ye and Sana Memphis for a signing, meaning he drafted it, he signed it, forwarded it to Memphis and said put your signature on it. And amendment in say bad na Memphis for air carry to spend money on our students, you know. Kingsley Ajiman catch Memphis for some one time sika megu Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, so yeni we will bear the costs. Yeni a yekope scholarship no and say school no mum den fa ho ka no wakwaji about 70% the initial contract anymore. But the reason why he does that and say sa sika na say Memphis from to Scholarship Secretariat so no sa sika na ebe kwa man, because the more money that comes to him no he can load more students. The more student that goes to Memphis no the school, the burden the school is carrying, they will shift it on a Ghana Scholarship Secretariat and that money will come to him. Now let me show you something. So we read the last paragraph of amendment where I think the best shock you know. The university TO or say the university shall invoice Ghana's Scholarship Secretariat for these additional costs. At the same time, university invoices Ghana Scholarship Secretariat for costs prescribed in Exhibit A, and payment shall be remitted by Ghana Scholarship Secretariat to university not later than 30 days after receipt of such invoice. In the event payment is not received by university within 30 days, any outstanding balance owed to university shall accrue interest in an amount equal to 15% for each day after the due date until paid in full. What you say? Mamin san kan chiro. Amendment na Kingsley Ajiman na or signing on the 24th of January 2024. Na ye ba beto ba election year no. Or signing send come Memphis someone signing. Na Memphis for kwa mo say mo pe scholarship no. Sa ekana ye no mo ye inkio no. Mo Scholarship Secretary say yenyi sa ekano sa fa meto mo ankasa so no muntua. Into read the letter na or see say ye bedi mo ka anase sa fees no e wo say ye tua na ye ntua. It will incur 15% into say $200,000 and now $50,000 or say I was say Ghana Scholarship Secretariat etua 15% of that amount, and every day biana sikano yentua edabia babetoso every single day sa sikana yedi omokan yebetua 15% of that amount until the full payment is made. Into readia or say in the event payment is not received by university within 30 days, say abedi university car, say Ghana Scholarship Secretariat under Kingsley Ajiman, so omobedi university the car. Now say within 30 days, any outstanding balance owed to university shall accrue interest in an amount equal to 15%. Or say yentumia eka every single day. Sa ekana down ebe accrue interest of 15% until Ghana Scholarship Secretariat pays that money in full. Now remember, sa agreement we Kingsley signing on the 24th of January and Memphis for signing on the 26th of January. Meaning Kingsley drafted the DN or in the drafty amendment and or the ma Memphis for someone signing. Into your Scholarship Secretariat now can see a sika. Kingsley is rather directing Memphis University said, Munji sika more. Now, do you know the funny thing? All these scholarship things they do, they are middlemen in the school. I am a man for the co-school worker negotiations because and they're Ghana for Sasika we or Samutia into that money that has been put there. No, Sasika no school nibetia percentage to the middleman who basically is between a Scholarship Secretariat and Memphis University. Now, this happened in January 2024. Make sure damage, I don't get you 2 and it's and then Nanaka Sana Kumu and ya MPP na ya tin o mensiano MPP no sebio omasa echi otumfuedi nipa 192 no emu 3 pe na eye otumfo education fund student a omunya opportunity nipa 3 otumfo na kwa abroche kofa scholarship we initiative we baye nipa miensa pe but nipa 193 no ni nyina na eye MPP for deal. Now, do you understand? My mention the danger. Adie bi omo ye, Mr. S. Now, Obibeka say, thank you, team. Additional cost na omo de kan say school no empushi embegu eye dien. Eye scholarship secretariat no ebi ne dien. Say nkora no eco scholarship and I say omo tu kwan say scholarship nti no omo school ya. Your cost bi wo ha. Majority no time no aya na eye schools no na best sa cost no. Enti ebi nie ma mencho sa cost ni bi. Eno na Kingsley Ajima eka kire Memphis for say dabi sa cost no mo fangu ye so. Ye betua ebi nie. Enti ye ka additional cost. These are some of the additional costs I can. Ghana Statistical Scholarship Secretariat will now pay more than just tuition. And your school fees keke no betua ma students no. Omo pese almost to your health insurance ma students no. Abra school no technically sometimes no schools no wa bridge no mo mutia. Kingsley Ajima ka so mo famra omo betua. Secondly, baby to say housing accommodation. More times na ayana schools no university no and the housing students no. Kingsley Ajima ka say Memphis wo no omo famra to eye scholarship secretariat so omubetua bibi to say other cost related fees outside the tuition no sa nyoma we nyina no at the end of the day na nka say Memphis for tua housing health de Kingsley Ajima ka chom say omo famegu Ghana de scholarship secretariat so omubetua sa amendment no and oyede koma omo a signing 24th Memphis for so ready 2 days after no say okay boy we the Ghana for na say e ka no omo pe and omo so sign here. Yeah, you say, sir, eka we intimate on time, 15%. It accrues interest of 15% until we pay the debt. Now, how there? When Jima MPP for Oma Mafia 2 for oh ya wine MPP Oma Mafia Yankopon Cathedral and 2482 Oma Sa Mafia Sikeja Asa MPP Omumawi. Now the most dangerous thing is the same 2024 now, Kingsley Ajima amended O24 agreement with Memphis. No, the same 2024 no, Kingsley Ajima ya ADB. Mamicho ADB. That's what he did. June naka 6 months na yakotwaba. Naka just 6 months na yakotwaba. Kingsley Ajima release a statement. Na Ochokoma the education minister, foreign affairs ministry. Dia na Otroye. 6 months to elections. January no sign amendment Memphis for deal no. June 10th of June suspension of scholarship awards. Kingsley Ajima Command Foreign Affairs Ministry say opese suspended scholarship award. June, remember. June. Now this is what happened. The Ghana Scholarship Secretariat present its compliment to the Honorable Minister and respectfully write to inform you of the decision to suspend proceeding of new scholarship award effective 6th of June 2024. Kingsley Ajima letter command education Foreign Affairs Ministry in 2024 say opese suspended awards of scholarship totally. The reasons in the end. I say the decision follows extensive consultations with key stakeholders and a directive by government on the need to rationalize debt obligations arising from delay in fulfillment and settlement of scholarship commitment due beneficiaries abroad. We are by this letter respectfully requesting your kind support in disseminating this decision to all our stakeholders on the bilateral scholarship arrangements. For the avoidance of doubt, participating countries in the bilateral scholarship are as follows: Algeria, Morocco, Russia, Hungary, Serbia, France, China, and Cuba. Please accept the assurances of our highest consideration. Dr. Kingsley Ajima, Registrar of Scholarships, June 10th, 2024. Okase, omon suspended a year dien. What we call scholarships in Ghana because abiding nisika, abiding what problems, obligations be also meaty into your suspended again what we call scholarship, whether bilateral scholarship or whatever. Kingsley Ajima said, Sikeni ho. Remember, just in January, Wakacha Memphis for say costs na eda omoswa omode eboa scholarship for no omofo ni nyina megunu, so that's fine. It's okay. Now, do you know what happened? What happened was that after Kingsley Agyemang released this statement June 10th, 2024, something interesting happened. For the 8 years now, Mameka Bibincha, when you'll be shocked. For the 8 years now, NPP, Ebetina power no. For the 8 years no. NPP, when you go to the UK alone, they awarded scholarship worth £32 million. From 2017 to 2025 January, NPP awarded contract scholarships UK £32 million. £32 million. Now, unim dear shocking about this. Akwa we oh, sa letter we. You see this letter? When he wrote to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to say, "Omon suspended scholarships in Ghana no. Between October 2024, June, July, August, September, October, after 4 months, what he did was that he awarded contract worth a scholarship worth £19 million only in the UK, and that is the list. June 10th, and Ocho letter come out, Foreign Affairs Ministry say, "Sikenwo mama ye nyeden, mama ye ma a scholarship biem." Right after 4 months, Otumi awarded from October to January 2025. Kingsley Agyemang Scholarship Secretariat awarded scholarship on £19 million. And when you look at the list, this is a spreadsheet. Students, Foreign, United Kingdom. Sorry, June 2024, January 2025. Where June? From June now, Ocho letter come a Foreign Affairs Ministry say, "Sikeni mama ye ma a scholarship biem no." The same June, no, he started awarding contract. From June 2024 now, Ocho letter come out Foreign Affairs say, "Mama ye ma scholarship biem no." The same June, no, he started giving contract to UK. From June 2024 to January 2025, no, £19 million scholarship no my 19 million. When you subtract 19 million from 32 million, the Ebekano and a chair ma area for UK nkwa the 32 million, 19 million pounds scholarship na UK nkwa ekoye. And that is the list. I can show you. We will publish the list. Every single one of them. These are the scholarships. 19 million pounds within 6 months. 2024 June to January 2025. Or awarded 19 million. For the 8 years MPP Tina Power, no, they awarded UK 32 million pounds scholarship. Nina MPP for the constituency for party executives. 19 million pounds. And you see, recently me say students be more UK say by a demonstration. Majority of these students, they were all awarded this illegal scholarships. Go UK. Almost the 32 million pounds and to Ghana so. And most of them, we want them to demonstrate. Maybe some will demonstrate because you see, we have the list of all these students. MPP go UK. Every day, they have a problem with the ambassador. We are going to demonstrate. Yes, stipends in buy, yes, school fees in buy. These were the same people. Kingsley Agyemang, most of them go UK. And we are the ones bearing the cost. 32 million pounds. Now, the 32 million pounds, for the 8 years MPP were power. You can go for 6 months on 19 million pounds. You can go. And those are the students who go. UK, be a police, a security for, be a Juma, a funeral homes. Almost sorry, no more come together. We are going to demonstrate. Me see, we are waiting for you people. We are waiting for you people because majority of this scholarship or see UK no more 90% of the scholarship we need to cancel it because they are not there schooling. The 19 million pounds worth of scholarship in UK 90% a fake. Nina a connection at Kingsley Agyemang. Or no catch June 10 to say near my scholarship within 6 months, the same month or starting my scholarship. You can go 19 million pounds worth of scholarship in UK. 19 million. And I have the spreadsheet here. I have every single person. All of them. I have all of them and I'll publish it. And all these people, UK, every day, a demonstration. We are going to the consulate. We are going to distract the ambassador. These are the people. Now you understand. The Speaker of Parliament needs to release a statement, say, no parliamentarian is under the protection of Parliament when it comes to investigations. This guy can be picked up because you see, NDC are buying mobile free power. This guy has committed a crime. How can you, in 8 years, give scholarship about 32 million pounds? Now, you can go 19 million pounds. Why? And you see, the nauseating part of this whole thing is June 10th, and releases a letter, no? But the same June, started to say, Odin Kofoko UK, 19 million pounds worth of a scholarship. And you know the funny thing, Sasika no the campaign, it is a maintaining seat, no? Because now 6 months near Kotwaba. So he needed to create an avenue to steal money to make sure he wins the seats. Sasika no the 2 a year edian, or the 2 a year day, Achim police a year day, Atachia. It is Sasika, he did not go to the government of Ghana. Sa Ekawena in Kiono, all the money went to Kingsley Ajiman. Or the Sasika over 19 million pounds. It is with him. And these are not physical money that you will see. They did it in the strategic format. It was so difficult to track. And that is what they did. And it's now Omugu UK wa. Obenwan said, no my friend from Munya demonstration. Mungwa Bananimas, they are all. And right now, the scholarship secretariat is auditing the list. And every single person be a what the Kululu scholarship echo UK over Ghana will say jail because you committed a crime. So people are going to be jailed. We are going to deport people from the UK to come and stand trial in Ghana because Unim say you did not deserve the scholarship. You paid money to get a scholarship. You have committed a crime. You are not even supposed because the taxpayers' money in the Wedi. Into more Muslim you can mobile demonstration. You're a student. Majority of your democracy, you stand trial. But say jail. Because most of you guys, MPP for some go UK, no, I'm not boy Sakano. This guy, Kingsley Ajiman, dangerous guy. Into Oriya Sikano local rap parliament. Into Panachina, also, oh, I'm a member of parliament, parliamentary immunity. I am pleading with the Speaker of Parliament. You need to release a statement that Parliament is in recess. Every member of Parliament, as a member of Parliament, come and help with investigations. You need to avail yourself. There's nothing like parliamentary immunity now. Speakers should make this clear because that is what these people are doing. Intende, NIB, BNI, whatever, when they call him, I'm in parliament. You can't arrest me. Parliament is not in session. So why is this guy using parliament? They need to pick him up.